How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So a bit of a different build video today. I learnt a trick from Reddit on how to blend items into each other. As you can see there, it looks insane. So this is the best ship I have built in Starfield so far. It doesn't require any mods or console commands and is inspired by an F-22 fighter jet. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit up my Discord as well. And speaking of which, thanks to everyone that's shown you support for the channel so far. Honestly, it's been insane. We're definitely growing and it is much appreciated. You guys are awesome. So this ship doesn't have a lot of cargo, okay? But you're not going to get insane firepower and mobility with a ton of cargo. So that's the trade-off. And this is the build list. So pause the video now. This isn't all the parts, by the way. It's just the main parts. Obviously, other parts are subjective and vary. And just to let you know, I built this at my outpost and it does require rank 4 in piloting and starship design. Right, so start things off with a landing bay. I'm going to be using the Hope 4. Nice. Next, we're going to put a 2x1 hab of your choice. I'm going with a Hope Tech. On top of that, we want to put a Deimos 3x1 because of the shape. And then next to that, we're going to put another 2x1 Hope Tech hab. So we'll put the Hope Tech one right here. Just use the habs of your choice, what you need. Obviously, like infirmary, science lab, whatever you want. Right, it's time to add the cockpit. So we're going to be using the Magellan, but obviously you can use a cockpit of your choice. This one does have the best like jet fighter looking shape though. And this is the shape that we're going for. So we're going to be building inside out. Right, so this is where the magic happens. So we're going to place a 2x1 hab above the 2x1 that's already there. We're then going to put a Deimos wing down and then a Nova cowling. These are good parts to make wings, right? But the Nova can't really blend in with the Deimos wing. It can go behind it, but if you try and put it into it to make a proper wing, it just goes red. But what if you could blend it in like this? Yeah, that just happened, and I'm going to show you how. Right, so this doesn't require any trickery, any console commands, any mods. It can be done on console, Game Pass version, Steam version, the lot. So hold the object with left click, press F and let go of left click as you press F. So as you drop it down with F, let go of left click. You can do this on console, PC, whatever your keybinds are. That's how you do it, really easy. Right, so now we're going to be doing a 2x1 hab, followed by a companionway, followed by another 2x1 hab, followed by a Deimos hull. And you're going to do this shape, obviously using the habs that you want. I'm using Hope Tech habs. Use what you need for your ship basically, and just repeat this process on the other side of the ship. So I don't need to show you how to do it, but that is the shape. Okay, so you're just going to mirror that on the other side, and what this will do is build a nice layout for your ship without it being a maze and giving you everything you need. Okay, so we're going to add 3 more 2x1 habs now, obviously using what you need for your ship, and we're placing them at the top here. So things to have in your ship like infirmary, workstation, research lab, living quarters, all that good stuff. Obviously, your choice. Now, what we're going to be doing here is adding some more Nova stuff. Right, so let's try and add a Nova cowling here, because that would look really good to make it like, a jet fighter look. No, it's red. Not going to work. So, build a hab, another one that we're going to delete in a minute. Now, let's build the Nova again, the Nova cowling again. Let's put it here, because it'll definitely go here. Of course it will. So, highlight it, drop down, let go. Perfect. Now it's just blended into that and it just looks chef's kiss, honestly. So good. This is looking so good already. Right, so next we're going to be using some Tayo parts, more specifically the mid caps and then the other Tayo part that looks like a fake engine. So, just to emphasize on how you do this, right, is you need to build the item above where you're going to try and blend it in, okay? And then whether you're on keyboard and mouse or controller, you need to highlight said object. And then as you move it down with the R and F, as you go up and down, obviously I don't know what it is on controller, you need to keep it selected and move down and let go of like left click or the item selection button at the same time and it will blend in. So we're just adding some habs here because what we're going to do is we're going to add there it is, the Tayo braking engine. So it's just a fake engine looking thing. There you go. Just drop it straight down. So we'll get rid of these and we'll do it again on the other side. So again, just emphasizing the point, build it above where you're trying to go. Habs are the best way to do this. So like, free selection items and then just, okay, that just let me copy it across for some reason. Might have an issue with unattached module later on, but I'll show you how to fix that if it does that. But yeah, it's just as simple as just drop it down and let go. You might mess up the first few times, but it's really easy once you get the hang of it. Okay, so at the back here, we're going to add one more hab. Okay, so whatever you need, last hab. And just to, you know, make a point, this ship is not a maze. There is a big ladder that goes all the way to the top, but the other sections are just doors. Like, so it's easy to navigate. You can't get lost. It's not like full of ladders here, there, and everywhere. It's a decent layout. It's not perfect, but you're not going to get this ship style without having that unless you want to use holes, like Deimos holes. Right, so wing time, our favourite time. So start off with Nova braking engines, because I love them. Right, build another hab on top. Then we're going to get some Stroud parts like the nose caps and stuff, and we're just going to do what we did earlier and just drag it down nice and easy. So highlight it, drop down, okay, drop down. We'll try again. There you go. So it's nice and easy. Honestly, when it works, it works. So we'll do it again this side, and hopefully it'll work quicker this side. Sometimes it is a bit finicky, but yeah. There you go. Nice and easy. Honestly, once you get the hang of this, it's so easy, and this shape is looking beast now. Right, so I've built these wings with the bumpers, and to be honest, I don't really like it. It's a bit too blocky. I think we can do better, but pause the video if you want to copy this wing layout. Right, so what we're going to do, put the Nova cowling here, put the Stroud above there, drop it down. Yeah, that looks loads better. That does look so much better, doesn't it, than the other one. Right, so we're going to stick with that. We'll add the cowl in there. We'll get rid of the hole and the bumper, and we'll do the same on the other side. But that looks so much better for a wing than the right-hand side, in my opinion. Right, so we'll do the same this side. So add another Deimos hole, move the cap up, move the Nova cowling over, drop that down, get rid of the hole, add another Nova cowling to the side. Boom. Yeah, that's looking so good already. This is easily the best ship I've built so far. This is looking so good. Right, so at the back here, you got choices, okay? I got moaned at last time in my only ship you'll ever need in Starfield video because there weren't enough cargo, apparently. So, if you want a jet fighter looking ship like this with good mobility, good speed, and good firepower, your cargo rating is not going to be good, okay? So, if you want, you know, mobility and firepower and a good looking ship, cargo's, you know, not on the list. You can have a bit of cargo, but not a lot. So if you want more cargo, you're not going to get it on this ship. Obviously, you can add a bit more than what's already here, but your mobility is going to suffer. Right, so at the back here, we're going to add another Nova cowling. And just to note, those braces I put a minute ago, they look like little missile launchers, don't they? So that's why I went with them. But what we'll do here is add a Deimos tail. We'll move it up, give it that like aircraft aggressive look. We'll move it up. We'll move it up. There we go. Thank you. And then we'll add some spines. But I think they look like little missiles, you know, like missile launchers. They're really cool. So I'll add a spine. And there we go. Sleek design. She is looking so good. So good. Right, engine time. So we're going to go with something a little bit different this time. We're going to go with the SAE 5660. Got tons of thrust. Good engine. Looks good as well. Looks really good for this ship. Gives it a good profile. Right, so we're going to hide our reactor just underneath the hab here. So move that up. We're going for the Class C. Obviously use whichever reactor you need. And then to hide this, we're going to put a Deimos belly. And then that'll blend it in nicely, basically. But yeah, she's looking good now at the back. Not complete, but she's getting there. She is definitely getting there. Right, we're going to be adding some more Stroud parts now. Obviously, on this part, you can add like braking engines, you know, add your own flair or style if you want. But one thing you can do is add more cargo. Just know you are going to suffer mobility loss for it. But we're just going with Stroud parts. We're just building the back out and the wings. Copy the same on the other side here. And this will just build the wings out and the back end out a bit more. I know I keep saying it, but this ship is looking so good. Like aesthetically, this is looking really good now. And we're not done yet. Right, so underneath, what we can do is add more Stroud cowlings underneath the ones that we've already placed, just giving it like a good silhouette and a profile underneath. So there'll be 6 in total. Obviously, you don't have to do this step. It's optional, so it's up to you. So we'll add the last 2 here underneath the Nova cowlings. Now, as I said before, this is an optional step. I just think it makes the ship look a lot better. So again, going for that aggressive profile. Nice. Right. Now we can add the grav drive and fuel. We're just going to go for the thinner ones here because we don't need anything too big and they can be hidden underneath. And then what we will do then is add some Deimos holes underneath for the landing gear. Now the landing gear will depend on what weapons you got and the size of the ship and how heavy it is. But it's looking good. So here, what we can do is add 2 Deimos holes and another belly just to build the front nose out and blend it all in basically. Because the Deimos holes don't cost too much on mass, so, you know, really good to use. But that's looking so good now. So we're going to add the Hope landing gear here, because it's one of my favourite landing gears. You can't flip it, people have said before, so you can't flip it, okay? Then we're going to add some Deimos holes here, and this will be for the other landing gear. Now, we might need to use 5. It depends on what weapons you go for, okay? So if you go for grade C weapons like me, I'm going to be using ballistics, so Gauss cannons, missile launchers. You're going to require more landing gear. If you go for like, you know, class A, class B, you might get away with 3 landing gear. So, you know, just bear that in mind. But we've got the option and space there for more landing gear should we need it. And the back end's nearly there. So the landing gear I'm going to go for is the NG20. So this has the most thrust and it's the best. So you don't need to layer your ship in landing gear. A couple of these will sort it right out. So if you get this option, by the way, this error message, which might happen, unattached ship module, it'll be one of the ones that we've moved down. Easy way to fix this, okay? So just move stuff away and put it back and see if it goes in, okay? If that's no bueno, not a problem. Move this out, build a Deimos hole there, and we'll move it up and drop it back down. It may even fix itself by then. So let's just add a Deimos hole now, or a hab, anything that we can build to. Build another one on top so we can drag it down. So if we move it up, right, that seems to have just fixed itself. So yeah, that's fixed itself. But all you do is just repeat the process of dropping it, you know, back down. Nice and easy. So if you get any error modules, that's why. Right, time to nearly finish the back. We're nearly there. So we're going to add Nova cowlings either side. They look good on their own, but I might add a bumper. Yeah, I'm going to add a bumper. You don't have to do this, the Deimos bumper. I think it just, you know, gives it a bit more shape. That's looking so good now. Right, time for more Tayo parts. So we're going to be using the end cap and the nose cap. Now, if you look at modern day aircraft like F-22s and stuff, there's always like those vents and, you know, at the side. That's what I'm trying to go for with this look, is to make it look realistic. You know, obviously like a sci-fi jet fighter, but also realistic. Nice. So what we're going to use here is some Hope Tech caps. And this will just basically fill the empty space at the back of the ship and make it look less blocky and less Lego-y, more than anything, but yeah, looking good now. Right, so underneath, more bellies. Again, just to add to the profile, break up the shape a bit, and just finish off the back end. Because that does look nice, instead of having it all blocky, basically. Nice. Right, let's talk about the weapons, okay? Because I keep getting asked how I'm using 4 missile launchers. Because I used the Class C 280C missile launchers, but I don't use 4 of them. I actually use 3. Now, I've got an error. Yeah, I knew. The moment you add weapons, the landing gear. So, let's just assign this weapon. Let's sort out the landing gear. And I'm going to show you how I use 3 missile launchers. Because I'm not using mods like people think. So, let's add 2 more. Done. Right. So, if I add that, using too much power. So, I'm not using 4. What I am using is the 270C. Which looks exactly identical. Bit less powerful, but it's identical, and you can use 4. Doesn't use too much power. And there we go. There's your answer. So, my other favourite weapon, the Gauss cannons. So, going to be adding 3 of these, because if you add any more, it will use too much power. So, we'll put 2 on the side, and we'll put 1 underneath the cockpit. And that will be the weapon. The weapon's done, basically. So, we've got 2 different missile launchers on 2 different buttons. Obviously, one will just shoot a single missile. The others will shoot like a payload. And then on our normal left click, we got the Gauss cannon doing serious damage. Right, all systems nominal. We're done. So colour time, I'm going to be going for a dark grey and then an orange, like a burnt orange. And there we go. Easily the best ship I've built on this game so far. This is an absolute monster. I think we need to take it into combat and see how she does. But like I said before, she's not going to have a lot of cargo space, but she's going to be nimble. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to leave you with some combat clips. Let me know what you think in the comments of the build, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.